Now the championship is over. You are going to the playoff, but it seems that Peristeri is a second home to you.
Slowly, it's becoming almost like a first home. I talked to my wife about it, and it's funny because our son has spent more time in Greece and in Peristeri than he has anywhere else in the world. So for him, like, he watches all the games from home, and Peristeri, to him, in his mind, is home. So yeah, we love it here, and I've enjoyed my time here for sure.
These years for Peristeri had too many ups and downs. Why?
It's a very fine line, I think, between a successful season and then a less than expected season, let's say. I mean, you even look at the games that we've played here down the stretch. We've been in all of them. We've been up 15, lost games. We've been down 19, gotten back into the games, and it's just a couple instances that, can make or break it. So it's just finding the right chemistry, finding the right pieces, and being able to put it all together, which isn't, the easiest task to do.
Steven, how do you score 10 3-pointers in a European game?
Great teammates. I think the most special thing about that game is the point guard that we had was Abdul Gadi, he lives 20 minutes away from me in the States. We've been friends now for close to 10 years, maybe 10 years now. And so to be able to have such a special night with one of my very good friends. So, I owe a lot of my successful games being a shooter to, my point guards and my big set and screen, so.
Were you born a great shooter, a great scorer, or you made that happen?
I give a lot of credit to my dad. He'd come home after working 12-hour shifts at a paper mill and spend, an hour, 2 hours with me just, shooting and working on my form. And so I've kind of always had it. And I thought it was something that was developed. But now I watch my son, who's 5 years old, and I haven't worked with him at all because he's 5. And I don't think it's necessary at this point, but he watches a ton of highlights, and I just sent one of the coaches his clips, and to see his follow through and like how he shoots it, it's making me start to think maybe it is something that you're born with, but I know that the reps and the hard work definitely pays off. So
the way that you do this movement with the wrist, how important it is?
It's the most important. That was the thing.
The technique.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a lot easier, on free throws or spot-up jump shots, but when you're running off screens and your body's twisted and facing, all these crazy ways because defenses are pressuring you or whatever, to be able to try and get your shoulders as squared up as possible, but then the end, like, the trajectory and how the ball comes off your hand, like, that's got to be as close to the same every time as possible. It's the last motion before the ball leaves your hand. So I think that follow through is probably the biggest factor in making, or at least giving yourself a chance to make these shots.
Now you're gonna be in the playoffs. You're gonna face Olympiacos. It's a difficult task.
Playing against Olympiacos always been tough. Just the way that the ball moves, the players move. 5 guys on the floor at all times are a threat. Watching Olympiacos play this year and to see, a Seattle kid and Shaquille have such a big Game 5 was really special. To see, with his story and everything, and to see him perform on that high of a level is, you just love to see that. So,
Are you gonna root for them in the Final Four?
Yeah, for sure. Who wouldn't want to play against the EuroLeague champs in the playoffs? Of course I'm going to root for them, at least for that week.